Oh, hello. Been a nice serving of the rub, by the way. And the vault is the 89 grand final. We called it last year. Had an enormous amount of joy calling it. It was one of the great grand finals that was ever played. And,
Great.
you know, the heat was on
well.
right from the start. And, well, Brian, that was the bit we enjoyed most about it, was in a full 2 hours of football. Bill managed to access the Sharon 4 times.
Kicked 2 goals, and Ablett and I kicked 11.
Bill, what, 4 times in a whole game?
Jim, it's bloody hard. It's a tough game. I was playing on Chris Langford, who's not a bad player.
He was a nearly player that day.
Yeah.
He got a couple, you're right.
He took a couple of big grabs and it got taken off him.
Over the line, one was over the line. So we have those days sometimes, Duck, don't we?
Well,
we had those days.
I or our guests never had too many of these, but you had a lot, Bill.
Chris Langford used to take you to the clean.
Chris Langford.
He did so.
Hey, Bill, go back and look at the 94 final if you want to.
Tim McGrath and Chris Langford used to take you to the cleaners.
Ducks is actually going back to isolate games now.
Look at that whole 94 series, those 2 players, and see how they went.
Bill, to be fair to you, you weren't a bad grand final player. Your record in grand finals was actually pretty bloody good. But that one was no
Just
good.
had an off day, Jim.
Well,
I was only a kid.
Yeah, but don't have an off day in the big dance.
Well,
How did he play
I nearly
in-
killed Gary Buckenham.
Oh.
I fixed him up, got rid of
How
him.
did
You bunny chopped him.
How did you play in winning grand finals, Bill?
Oh, no.
BT. Bill, what you should remind BT is that he missed 1990 when he cracked the Sads and they didn't play him.
And then wrote a book and just got into everyone in his team.
Could I quickly, JB, you were there, just quickly, quick story about that. We're at the Channel 7, photo start of the
Make it
season.
quick,
We're all there getting photos.
Remember, Duck, you're not that funny.
Someone said, hey, how about we get all the premiership players that have played in a premiership in a photo together? And Lethal's standing next to me, who's got about 9, and you've got Brownie, Campbell Brown, even got 1, and everyone else is standing there. Luke Hodge has got 4, and I've got a couple.
Mark Blake.
Whatever, and BT's standing there, and he's hanging around, like thinking, and I've gone, hey, BT, it's only premiership players, right? And Lethal's standing there looking straight at BT, and he's just gone, get stuff, Duck, and Storm. He was shattered.
BJ Goddard as well had to ease himself out. He wasn't happy either. Oh, Plugs.
But it was the fact that Lethal was the one that said he wasn't going to play. It was just gold.
Now, we need to just have a listen to a bit of what's coming up, of course, the recall of the 89 grand final. And our favourite moment of the whole game happened here. And then Buckenara. It just belted Buckenara.
And he's down, Buckenara.
Let's have a look at the replay here.
No, don't look at the replay.
To see if is it the bunny chop?
Please don't
Here
look
it
at the
is.
replay.
Bunny chop. Oh, he's giving him a bunny chop on top of his head. As pathetic a blow as you've ever seen from a man.
That was a wrist chop.
He wondered what he was going to do, Brownless, and in the end it was just a frontal low
He
bunny
went
chop.
in with great intention, but he came out with no intention.
Bill, he exited the room when that happened.
Mate, I knew it was
down
coming.
tools and left.
I knew it was coming.
But he jumped a couple of foot in the air before it.
It was a karate chop that you'd see Jackie Chan do. I think it was good.
So,
Poor old Buckenara didn't play for. I think he missed next year, about round 6 he started.
The hard men, the Yates and the Hockings were serving it up to Hawthorn, and Bill thought, I've got to get involved. And then you just bunny chopped the top of Gary Buckenara's head. Anyway, one of the most famous grand finals ever played, of course, and the Hawks were too good. In the end, for the Cats by 6 points, and a man who I think kicked 4 or 5 that day and did the job in grand finals every time they turned up.
Unfortunately.
Was the Chief, and he joins us now, Jason Dunstall, on the phone. Welcome, Chief.
How you doing, gents?
Did Bill ever concern you physically on a footy field?
He wasn't the most frightening character you came across out on the turf. He had a habit of sort of running away from where the action was.
Listen to Chief. I was thinking the other day, Chief, remember Gary Ablett came trotting down and played on you one day when we played
down at
the
Geelong.
Hawks?
Yeah, down at Geelong.
That was strange, wasn't it?
How many did you got him, Chief?
Only a couple because he came down late.
No, we're talking about the whole game, Chief.
Yeah.
The game, I think it was actually the game where I might have kicked 100 again. If memory serves me correctly. You're not familiar with that, Bill, are you?
He's just knobbing off here. He's just getting really in love with his work.
Well, Brian, the great thing about memories, Brian, the great thing about memories is you only have good ones. You don't remember the rubbish games. There's plenty of them.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, I love the fact that we've got someone on that's actually got a few more Colemans than BT.
Oh, lots more. And a few more 100-goal seasons too. How many in total, Chief?
Just the 6.
Oh!
Oh, Chief, go back to eating your twisties, mate.
And BT fell in by the skin of his teeth. I mean, Chiefs were 120.
No, you got 147, weren't you?
147.
BT's made millions of dollars out of the 1 year he kicked his 100. Chief's had 6 of them. Hey, Chief, tell us your memories, please, about the 89 grand final, because it's gone down in folklore as one of the greatest.
It has. It was an amazing day to be a part of, because it was so much build-up. Geelong just went super physical early. They targeted the man, and we built up a really big lead. And all I remember is we just kept losing players along the way. And the longer the game went, the closer Geelong started to get to us.
Yes.
So I spent the last few minutes of the game, I must admit, watching the scoreboard, looking at the clock, thinking, when is time going to go? Because if it goes another couple of minutes, we get beat.
Spot on, Chief. How many blokes wouldn't have been able to play the next week if it was a draw?
Oh, half a dozen at least.
Yeah.
Half a dozen, because blokes were getting clubbed left, right and centre.
Now, Chief, we love talking about that game, and that's coming up shortly. But the other thing we loved, and you were a part of the Triple M family for 20 years and absolutely magnificent, but your relationship with the great John Sammy Newman was the thing I will always remember, because you and he verbally stoushed. I think you got the better of him on most occasions, which I loved, because almost no one did. But when he came I think it was a Friday night after the two of you had played golf.
Oh, yes.
And he likened you to Uganda's national symbol.
Oh.
Do you remember the evening, Chief?
Not specifically, but I had a lot of fun with Sam, honestly. He's so much fun to be around, because he just entertains. Whether it's at your expense or someone else's, it's always fun.
All right, have a listen. Stay on the line, please, Chief.
Do you recognise this music, Chief? It's your national anthem. It's the Ugandan national anthem. Who's your president?
I tell you what.
Who's your leader?
I didn't go
Looking
there,
at the lovely mohair suit you're wearing, you're not long out of the scrub yourself, young Samuel.
Who is your leader? Is it King Kong? Who is president of Uganda?
Well, the last one I can remember was Idi Amin, and that was quite a while ago, Samuel. I don't think he was any sort of role model to hold up for anybody.
Gobble him up for breakfast, you would, Chief.
You know what? It's fossil season. And I got a hankering for a serious trophy fossil to hang on my wall. You do the greatest impression of a Hessian sack that I've ever seen. I don't understand how a couple of those organs are still breathing life into what's left of that rotting carcass that is surely on borrowed time ahead of a cremation or a burial at some stage in the near future. As for your little mate down here, what about this one?
Here we go.
What about the wan, pale, polio-ridden little Skeletor, bespeckled with moles and warts and all sorts of growths over that frighteningly little, frail thing that he calls a body, whose star has been flying for about a second and a half and thinks he's God's gift. He thinks he's purging rose-smelling excrement out of his rear. He reckons he's got the sweetest-smelling freckle in the history of television, this bloke. Little mini Skeletor Monty Burns down the bottom here.
Some of your very best stuff, Chief. This is extraordinary.
I don't think we deserve these crisp ones.
Don't deserve it. I would like nothing better than to bang those two useless heads together and turf the two of you straight out the front of the commentary box.
Chief.
If I wasn't worried about damaging someone down here with the pin-headed frame of Skeletor here, it might actually spear straight through someone, and you, the blanket, might just smother someone to death down there and they wouldn't be able to breathe.
Please.
I need to just somehow control my anger.
Oh, please. God, if that's the start of it. I've actually, first time ever, looking at the Chief, and I've become frightened. Not often do I become frightened.
That's a reasonable posting. I've copped a few in my
I
time.
actually feel it a privilege to have
be
been
worked over.
actually worked over like that. That's some of the best stuff I've ever heard.
Now, Chief,
Now, Jim, never a better example of things that should be left in the vault.
in hindsight, Chief, you were a little harsh on me. I thought just a touch.
One, he said.
Yeah, I may have got a touch carried away, but we tended to have a little bit of license back then, didn't we?
I remember driving home in the car thinking, I have copped some postings in my life. That's as comprehensive a going through as I've ever received, Chief.
I didn't get too much wrong, Jim, did I?
No, upon rehearing, I can't pick a lot of holes in Hey, Chief, those Friday nights when Sam and I used to do Friday night M Sport, and then you would come in at about, 6:45?
Yep.
And then we knew you were in the brown Volvo on your way to the ground, so we'd give you a couple of shots across the bow before you got in.
Yeah.
The next 10 minutes on air, some of my favourite ever memories.
We had a ball on those Friday nights because it was a touch irreverent, wasn't it? There was plenty of license to go wherever you wanted to go, and we tended to push the boundaries as far as we could, but I'm not sure we'd get away with a lot of those things these days, Jim.
Probably not. Man, it's a shame. We've become a little PC, Chief. What's the rest of your day holding? How's isolation seeing you, by the way?
Yeah, it's a touch boring. I've been out for a beautiful walk this morning, a sunny morning. Went for a walk along the river, which was very nice, and now I'm just sitting here watching the races because it's one of the few sports that's still actually operating.
Spot on. You got a winner for us today, Chief?
Tough day. You won't believe this. I'm going to get sucked into Kementari again, I reckon, in Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Just for those listening, that is race... where is it?
First up for about
race
2 years.
5, number 1.
Thank you, Bill. Yeah, no worries.
Just for the listeners.
Hey, Chief, what about, as we let you go, tell us about Fox Footy, our favourite channel on Fox. What's going on there, please?
Yeah, having a lot of fun. We're doing a show called Fox Footy Live, which is getting all of our people in and different shifts most afternoons and evenings. In fact, Monday to Friday afternoons and evenings, and talking about what's happening in the football world, Jim. There's some serious stuff to talk about. There's some light-hearted stuff that the players are doing, that we get them on Skype, and we have a lot of fun with what's happening on social media. So all we're trying to do is keep talking about football, mate. We just don't want it to disappear.
No, and then bounce, of course. You've got yourself in charge of Bernard, Vince, Moons, and Gazy, whose body's shrinking and his head's getting bigger, Chief.
I do love doing that show. Working with those boys is a lot of fun, and that's another thing. So we're doing a half-hour show with that now, just trying to keep things ticking along, Jim. Maybe
nice.
Give people a little light-hearted giggle now and then, because there's not a lot to be happy about at the moment.
No, well, go and enjoy it. But, Chief, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Well, dude, ship off, Flogs.
Ship off.
Chief.
He couldn't wait for that to end, could he? He's desperate to get off the phone.
No, he and Sam have been practicing isolation now for a long
Spot
time.
on.
Like a good 20 years. So he's in his element, the Chief.
Doesn't like people.
No, at all.
Never has.
Now, what
Social
are we doing, Lucas? Are we saying goodbye? Enjoy, by the way, the 89 grand final. It was a cracker, and the recall of it's fantastic. Brian, we look forward to this time next week, you being in the same room as us.
Maybe.
In the studio, I'm out of ISO.
Nice.
Good.
Enjoy that, Whispering Brian. Well done, Purple.
Cheers, Jeff.
Well done, Duck.
JB, thanks,
Well done, Willis.
Sunday footy show tomorrow, 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, enjoy that, of
Yeah.
course. Chase, Luke, and Leroy back in the studio.
What we spoke
What
about.
footy?
I've got a quiz. We've got a quiz.
Get it sorted,
Talking
Bill.
about the 89 grand final, Bill.
Good one, Brian, you fat slob.
Yeah, this is the Triple M Saturday Rub.